Hello, everybody. So, yeah, I know I'm wearing the same green shirt that I'm always wearing. Um, so, anyway, today I suddenly had the inspiration to discuss, reveal the number one personality trait that you should avoid in a potential partner. Male or female, doesn't matter. Even a friend. So, um, the number one trait is someone who is completely incapable or completely unwilling, refuses to admit their own weaknesses or their own faults, ways they can improve as a person. Now, this is usually associated with narcissists, but it's not necessarily just narcissists that have this problem. You see a lot of people nowadays really glorifying the whole not giving a shit what other people think mentality. And it's natural for humans to admire that because it is healthy to an extent, but it can be taken too far. And I find people, especially nowadays just take it too far, take it to the extreme. You overdo it, then you're a narcissist, and then you're also exhibiting the worst personality trait for a relationship. Because the key to successful relationships is communication. And refusing to see your own flaws or work on yourself is not only stupid because it's illogical, because there's no such thing as a person with no weaknesses or flaws or ways they can improve in a relationship, but it's also a lack of communication by very nature of it. You're refusing to acknowledge problems. That is a refusal to communicate. And that's like dynamite for a relationship. It's like, you're blowing it up. I probably could have thought of a better example there, but anyway. So yeah, that is what it is, guys. And I have experienced this before. It was the worst in my last relationship with the INFP, who now claims she is an ENFP, but I don't think she is. She actually, a few months ago, sent me this long apology note detailing all the ways she did me wrong. Now, anyway, which the main thing was just that, refusal to communicate, refusal to address issues. It's really a relationship killer if you completely refuse to see your own faults and ways you can improve. Everyone can improve in relationships. So you're basically a liar if you say you don't need to improve in it anyway. So anyway, or you're just in extreme denial. We all have our different reasons for our defense mechanisms. Not saying I'm perfect. Obviously, like I said, everyone has ways they can improve. This is one area I don't really have a problem. I'm pretty open to seeing my own flaws. In fact, sometimes I focus too much on them and will try too hard to work on myself while my partner isn't working on themselves at all. I'm doing everything. I'm trying to fix everything, basically. They're refusing to see there's a problem. So that's one area I don't really have an issue. So yeah, that's about it, I guess. Not much else to say about that except, yeah, try to avoid these types of people. You see people posting on social media all the time, don't give a shit what anyone thinks, and to an extent that's healthy, but it's taken too far most of the time, because a healthy person doesn't completely disregard all criticism. That's an unhealthy person who does that. A healthy person will analyze the criticism, be like, well, I reject this criticism, but I have considered it. A healthy person doesn't just say all criticism is just completely, none of my business or whatever. I'm not saying anyone who posts something like this is a narcissist Most people have posted something similar to that. I probably have too. But it could be taken too far is my point. Too far. So anyway. So yeah, my last relationship, that was what killed it pretty much. Anyway, not to say I was completely faultless, but I definitely wasn't, the majority of the fault, that's for sure. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, your thoughts on this. I know someone out there's probably going to be like, oh, well, that's not the worst thing. The worst thing is being abusive or something. Well, yeah, well, that's not really something you can determine before the relationship. I mean, yeah, you can. The reason I chose this particular trait is because it's very common and often overlooked. And I think is probably the most important one to avoid. Because most of the negative things you will have happen in a relationship are caused by people who have that trait. Like abusive people usually don't give a shit what anyone thinks. Evil people, sociopaths, usually don't give a shit what anyone thinks. It can be taken too far. My sister, for example, I love my sister, but she's got some mental health issues, things like that. She's literally just about to have her kids taken away from her probably because she refuses to admit she has any problems. She refuses to admit that she can improve in her parenting, and she's always been this way. She refuses to accept that she can work on anything. And her life is shit because of it. Still to this day, she just says, well, if people don't like how I am, they can just deal with it. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. See you later.